It, religion is a search for universal and eternal truth. It's grounds for war. It's worth dying for, preferably first. What major tradition does not respect the sanctity of virginity? Was she a virgin? So you're ready to go to war for her sloppy seconds because you see a free lunch. No skin in the game. Is it your religion? It's not a handbook for wannabe gods. I have never hacked anyone remotely. Anyone out there who disagrees, I invite them to compare notes, because all this other damage, why does that matter? Because I'm not a network hacker. Well, they're trying to make a religion out of it, right? If it's not legal, it's not the law. You can't ban waterboarding anyway. So, National Defense Authorization Act, Cambridge Analytica. I mean, if you work for the government, if you're asserting democratic authority, and they took the calf which they had made and burnt it in the fire and ground it to powder and strawed it upon the water and made the children of Israel drink of it. The Bible is the perfect word of God as it applies to you and your life. You're all made in God's image, not yours. Prior to 2015, there was no negotiation. And even then, it was just like, yeah, whatever. I was just trying to get a parlay with the least unlikely misunderstanding. All I ever sold was pot. The one exception was behind a double homicide that I'm not allowed to file. No, I can definitely file charges on it. Anybody saying otherwise, probably accomplice. 2007, I wouldn't find out about any of this until I got back. 2009, like, she knows it wasn't me. If I had known such evil existed, let alone for me. But you got retards coming and trying professionals on field triage, and they're like, oh, he didn't do anything. It says combat lifesaver, and they're like, he didn't kill anybody yet. You're a liar. No, I can see it's not a traumatic brain injury. You just double check real quick. Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, I didn't run away muttering proverbs. I've never forged ink on paper. I mean, for purposes of, in God's eyes, I understand Mogadishu's holding down your electronic signatures. Probably why they own Donald Trump. No, yeah, once I quantified, like, substantiated a green light, I mean, you're talking me? Okay, I see that. All right, now work with me. Whatever. Yeah, proceed. Tell me what you know. All I got was a joint in a bar, which happened once, and that blonde girl, not the one that won't leave me alone. I broke up with one blonde girl because confined spaces and just no budget, no opportunities, and she didn't deserve my frustration. I just told her after that, like, unbeknownst to me, I'd had people basically just treat me like a throwaway my whole life. First, do no harm, or I'm so sorry you're not pleased with your own handiwork. My issue with NJPD is that, like, they had ample opportunity to say to in the woods instead of just sitting there leering at me. Within the realm of God's creation, one cannot be born that way. I wasn't born this way. And you might have been born a single serving, but you weren't born with a badge. That would be Islam. What the heathen are doing to us is an extreme, exaggerated version of l'emploi de la soul. They cripple little kids and follow them around. And then they're like, no, it's okay. He was just born that way. And it's like, nah, don't say that, because it's like an imitation. Like, make love, not war. Don't speak for me. Between the hippie movement and the born that way, you're selling little kids to rapists. The religion of God. Yeah, right. God's looking forward to an afterlife. Religion takes place on the ground and in the temporal, physical preparation for the hereafter. Yeah, no. I said read a book. Yeah, no, traitor, pot calling the kettle black. You can't be compelled against your oath. Merc? Well, I mean, I'm still on the side that's all about keeping the money spent. The Watchtower, Jehovah's Witnesses, like Jehovah's False Witnesses, we're not affiliated. I mean, for instance, if it bleeds, it's not a god. One does not approach my queen, absent church or state, and expect me to be obligated to whatever delusion, capturing women. Like, if she's not a virgin, like I was in '94, after my first sleepover with a lady, unfulfilled prophylactic, some homo tells her I cheated on her. So here I am, still a virgin, and now I've got the history's worst case of mono. The news is screaming, swine flu! And I didn't get swine flu. Of course, by this point, I was already raping 007s and Dobermans. Like, does it say on your chart that I stomped on the 3-year-old stomped on that 8-year-old son of Soviet Protestant? Does it say that? Trial as an adult. Should have got a medal. Freud was a raging homosexual cocaine distributor and fugitive in exile under the protection of the gay mafia in London, not the British ambassador. His fluoride studies laid the groundwork for cruel and unusual involuntary human biological experimentation in the Holocaust. Fluoride, fluoxetine, Prozac, it all wraps up in a neat little registered for distribution in America in 1986. So, I was topping off a 2-liter bottle of the real thing. Neighbor said, "What are you doing with that?" I'm gonna make him drink it. Exact words, I kid you not. He was like, defective. Well, he was an abusive cokehead, so never one to leave a bad opportunity to waste. I guess they just started snitching on everybody. Like, we left, we didn't call the police. And then at 5th grade, I threw a kid named Karan. I mean, he asked for it. Whether or not he had it coming, it wasn't because I was racist. It was because he wanted to fight. Well, unbeknownst to me, I leave there, and I'm a racist behind my back. I don't say it to your face. So I got the racism part, but not the throwing Quran down a hill part. So you banned waterboarding and surrendered to it. You surrendered to Afghanistan. You expect me to pay for that? Yeah, that racism thing comes from 5th grade. And whatever happened after that was just them leading me by the hand, walking me back through it again. New Jersey, yeah. 2 of the 3 people outside my family that knew I was coming home were dead within like 36 hours before I got there. One was OD, and the other one, I don't know if Kevin was awake when he got in the car that killed him. Point being, yeah, like, that's inconvenient, but that had anything to do with me. Why wouldn't somebody say something? Oh, you had a prophecy to fulfill. Well, I wasn't in on it. I mean, I'll tell you everything that happened. And I figured, never been married, never forged ink on paper. Anybody who has a problem with it is probably accomplice. Well, I'm sorry, did you already sell the Italians and the Irish to the Haitians? My bad. I did not leave entirely by choice. I was given instructions, and I didn't know why all hell was, everything was going to help. Come to find out, years and years later, when somebody finally gave me a reason to look into it, they crippled that young German Catholic lady after, when they knew they could later connect it. I have never sold cocaine. Why would I tell you about the dextromethorphan hydrobromide phenylketonuria 2,500 miles away? Why would I tell you about that part? Like, yeah, we're solving crimes now. I was prepared for anything in 2015 because those people are normies. I don't know that they are necessarily protected by whatever our people. So I'm like trying to be careful, but they're just normies. It's like they have a family, they work hard regardless if you agree. I'm just going to make sure, whatever misunderstanding, let me handle it, leave them alone. Not the CIA. I really don't want like a cartel for it, because the old ladies, that's like the bridge club. Yeah, sorry honey, isolated incident. She wouldn't take no for an answer. Freudian psychology. Yeah, just start labeling this kid whatever you want. 1st grade, just get a head start. We don't want to drag this out too long. I will not be compelled against my oath to testify against the Pentagon from outside chain of command. That's called espionage. I said it was on Facebook, belongs to Facebook, not the people on Facebook. No, it was already too late. I don't know what your malfunction is. Bigger fish. I gotta go check on my normies. Go all the way out there, cook breakfast and lunch at the mission where they volunteered, and then I'm handing out socks at the bookstore to the street kids. Everybody saw me. Everybody knew I was there. What the hell are you talking about? Oh. Like, I'm supposed to conform to whatever fantasy. Yeah, that didn't happen when I was there, but now that I know about it, we're going to press charges. America's religion is all messed up. That's the only reason this was allowed to snowball as long as it was. But that happens to be my field, so we're going to fix it. Mr. President, Your Honors, Majesties, my lords, sir, ma'am, other. The Admiral's not necessarily a drag queen, it's a dress code violation, so I will testify to JAG, OIG. Supreme Court have some issue with me other than not knowing that they framed some guy, international incident based on him having a prior conviction for another thing he didn't do. So yeah, I wasn't in on it, but I know how it works. He tried me on this fictional baloney at combat speed. I'm gonna, if God wanted me to die, how many hospital, 4 or 5 hospital visits, a little bit of jail time. Expensive. 17 hard copy citations, 2 counts of assault on an officer, and what that means is that he was scared enough to charge me with a crime. Well, if it was the law, there's evidence, and if it was religion, if there was actual sin, there would have been a desecration. So 2 counts of unintentionally causing this poor officer of the peace to fully evacuate. 2 full evacuations in one encounter. I mean, either there is a pair of just unrecoverably soiled officers' uniform pantaloons out there, or somebody owes me $10,000. You thought I was supposed to like announce my next... I'm not subject. I cannot be obligated to the limitations of what passes for intelligence these days. Corporate will adapt. What they've done here was done out of initially a sense of necessity. Something had to be done about America's crooked religion. And then certain parties jumped the gun a little. I mean, you got Trump setting the standard with his big bad bets. Yeah, his 8-year-old got just murderized by a 3-year-old. Once again, had it coming. I'm trying to tell you why it already didn't work, and they knew it didn't work in 2016, but they went before I figured out what was going on. Because I just went, I executed. I'm trying to turn it over to various field offices that I got under some impression. The Smurfs thought I was supposed to come to them. This is why I'm against the surveillance state. I mean, it's already a nanny state, but you take that bad first impression, you give somebody an impression, and it's a decoy, it throws them off, it deflects. Yeah, I'm working on something bigger than you and me both. Somebody called me a liar? Who? You can't ban waterboarding, because I said so.